Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox back for another episode, and I'm absolutely thrilled today to have back Dr. Robert Templeton, or Bobby Templeton, as he told me to call him. He is the superintendent of the Ingram ISD. So, Bobby, first of all, welcome.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
And then I got to know you a little bit more through Rotary. So, it's clear to me that you have a very public facing position as superintendent, but you're very involved in your community. Could you tell me about that involvement and why it's so important to you?
Yeah, I can. We preach to kids all the time, be involved, give back. And there's all these little cliche things that we've all heard before. Give back to your community, be involved, those kinds of things. But as a leader of a school or leader of any organization, you can't really say that unless you actually do that. So, one of the things that's really important to me is just being out there in the community, not necessarily somebody that wants to pontificate about how important you are or anything like that, but just somebody that wants to work in a concession stand or pick up trash or got my friend Christy Vandenberg back here. We handed out water. Yes, was it yesterday? We handed out water, just those kinds of things. And I do feel like that when you do that, you set a bar, an example for students and teachers to live up to. And I think if you're going to lead an organization, you have to, and this is another cliche, but you absolutely have to walk it like you talk it.
Can I ask you a little bit about your Rotary
You
experience?
can.
When did you get involved with Rotary first?
So I don't probably remember the year, but that would have been about 18 years ago in a small, very small chapter in South Texas, Brackettville, where I worked as a school administrator. And I actually became the president of that chapter and always loved Rotary. I've been involved in other organizations from time to time. I've been an optimist and flirted with the Kiwanis and that kind of thing. And they're all fantastic. But, the mother Rotary just keeps calling me back. And I'm not 100% sure why, but I love being in Rotary and am still involved.
I was being interviewed by somebody and I had my Rotary shirt on. And he said, I was going to ask you about your service work, but you've already told me what the answer is by wearing that shirt.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so one of the things I like about Rotary is they do things locally, and that's fantastic because I think charity begins at home, success begins at home. You have to start small and kind of grassroots, mustard seed type environment. But one of the things I really like about Rotary is they juxtapose that with this massive service project. And that is to, like our massive project at the school was to end generational poverty. But with the Rotary, their massive worldwide push was to end polio. Polio has struck tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions of people over the years. And ending polio is just like a huge thing. So with our leaders at school, we have something called a BHAG. And I don't know if you ever heard of that or not, but it's a big, hairy, audacious goal. And ours is to end generational poverty. But I love the fact that Rotary has, and it's not their term, it's mine, a BHAG of ending polio. And I just love being a part of something that is so massively big and successful that it kind of gives you a sense of what would you say, like a brotherhood or a kinship with people all over the world who have that same BHAG.
Could you tell us about some of the things you've enjoyed doing with Rotary? You've already mentioned handing out bottles of water with Christy. Any other projects you've enjoyed?
I've enjoyed every single project I've ever done, and there's a bunch of them, and I won't get into it. But I will tell you the thing that I like about all of those projects is getting to meet and work with people like you, and with Christy, and with Jeff Wendling. I could go on, but I have met so many fantastic friends, so many outstanding community service members, so many people to look up to, people that I sometimes now consider my heroes through Rotary. It's just been a vehicle for me to really meet some amazing people that I otherwise would have never gotten to meet. But you do that through projects.
Is there anything that weren't able to get to about 2024, 2025 school year that maybe in the second half of the year you're pointing towards?
Um, there's a lot, but I would think the thing that's on my mind the most, and it's probably on the mind of every school superintendent in Texas, well, every school superintendent in America, and that is school safety. I didn't know till just a second ago or a few minutes ago, you told me there was sadly another school shooting in Georgia. I think those are going to happen from time to time. And so school security is always on our minds. I'm a very good sleeper. I don't lose sleep over much, but I do lose sleep over kids being safe. When a parent drops their baby off at our front door, there is a very real understanding that they're going to get their child back in better condition than when they dropped them off. And it's a sobering and very real responsibility that we have to really think of every day.
Well, Bobby, I can't think of a better way for us to end this podcast than on that thought. So I hope we can continue this
Oh,
conversation.
absolutely. Anytime. I will want to do one thing though, and this has kind of been my signature, and that's give you some fist bumps right there. Andrew, give me somebody. All right. I'm glad to be here, guys.